COVID-19 outbreak in Malaysia and the government urged every citizen to stay at home. This brings some impacts to mothers who have to work from home and take care of their family at the same time. Miss Belinda Yo is a teacher who works at College Vocational ERT Aziza Johor Bahru. Due to the pandemic, she can only conduct online classes with her students.
Before FMCO, I need to go to school. I usually drop my son at Nanny's house and I will fetch him back when I come back from school.
She stays in the tropical Johor Bahru with her husband. They have a 2-year-old kid who hasn't gone to preschool.
Okay, as a teacher, I cannot go to school due to the FMCO, so I have to conduct online learning sessions according to my teaching schedule. At this moment, I take care of my son by myself instead of letting him go to many places because I want to minimize the risk of getting the virus. Therefore, I need to take care of my son during the lecture time. So I think working from home is very like taking a part-time job at the same time.
When the COVID-19 pandemic invades our beloved country and hits a high rate of infections, the life of Miss Belinda has dramatically changed. She, as a mom, could also escape the fate of being occupied with children and households affairs while she is working from home.
Having classes in the morning usually not a big problem for me because my son still sleeping. But when it comes to afternoon, I usually need to prepare his lunch, cook for him and feed him. Roughly takes me about 1 hour. If I got class on that period, I need to go out earlier, spend 15 minutes to take a walk outside. If there is an online meeting with my colleague, I cannot jot down the notes because I need to look after my son. So I will miss something from the meeting.
According to the findings of motherhood.com.my from June to July 2020, with more than 700 respondents taking part in the survey, 98% of the respondents are between 24 and 44 years old, and in which 72% are currently working moms.
Madam, can you let us know that there are a lot of challenges that you are currently facing when you are working from home?
My timetable is very packed. Since I didn't send my son to any house, I cannot have him class if I need to take care of him. I cannot take care of him if I have him class.
How about your husband?
Oh, my husband is a police. His working hour is usually longer than me. As a wife, I also have to tolerate him.
Don't you feel tired?
Yes, of course. I'm also very tired, especially during weekdays, because I have to prepare for the next day lesson after my son falls asleep. But I have no choice. That is my duty as a mom, teacher, and wife. So I don't have much time for myself.
Working mothers who have elementary school age children as well as younger children are the one who has higher level of psychological distress. This is because of they are actually doing multitasking. Okay, so they are the one who are doing house chores. They are the one who's doing the childcare works. At the same time, they need to juggle with their own office work. And one thing, if they actually having a school age children, they need to also become teaching assistant or teaching aid to the children's teacher.
Ms. Nasia Muhammad Taib is the psychology lecturer in the Faculty of Business Communications and Law in INTI International University, Nilai. She has a degree in medicine, an MBBS degree from Lancaster University, and a Master of Human Sciences in Clinical and Counseling Psychology from International Islamic University, Malaysia.
How do you know our mom is burnt out?
Burnout is not a clinically mental health disorder, but burnout can increase the likelihood for someone to actually get depressions. Based on your question just now, it can be through interview. So it means you talk to them. You can actually look at their behavior through behavior observation. We call it behavior observation. Or we can also give a self-report assessment, self-report inventory questionnaire.
Ms. Naseha mentioned that working moms are usually feeling burnt out because they actually feel overwhelmed with their work. They can actually feel emotionally drained because they are unable to meet their expectations or demands from the companies or from the families.
We have to remember that there is actually a difference between burnout and depression. Some of the symptoms of depression might overlap with symptoms of burnout. For instance, people who are having exhaustion, people who are feeling down, people who are having a low performance at work, these are actually the symptom of burnout. But at the same time, these are also the symptom for people who are having depression.
According to the research about the emotionally parental burnout, the findings show that the level of emotionally burnout among working mothers during Malaysia Movement Control Order is at average to high level with 84.8%.
Is there any way that we can detect a working mom suffering from burnout or maybe worse depressions?
I think the best way is for this mother to first seek help, especially experts, for example, clinicians, counselors, psychologists, or psychiatrists, and then they will actually start doing all this kind of assessment.
Before the FMCO, Miss Belinda was working at a school and she has a lunch break, so at least she can rest for a while. But now she has to cook, conduct online classes, do the house chores, and look after her son.
What thoughts do you have about the work from home? Any pros and cons?
Okay, the good thing of FMCO is I can be closer to my son, educate him and take care of his meal since I spend my time at home. I also don't need to wake up early in the morning to go to work and fetch him to many places, so I actually have the babysitter fees and petrol fees. For the drawback, like I said, I have to take care of my son, so it will affect the credit hour. So I have to replace the class after school reopening. Since I had a cesarean surgery, my spine will get hurt when I hug my son for a long time. So I need to wear a lower back brace.
When there is an upward trend in number or percentage of people who is going to burn out as well as stress, Ms. Nasea pointed out that there is actually a recent new article about some suicidal cases in Malaysia. It has hit a high rocket about 460 cases between January and May this year.
We can see that there is actually an increased trend of stress, perhaps depression in general. And this suicidal case, most of them actually committed suicide due to depression, the financial troubles, as well as family issues, family problems. So we as a community need to work together to identify these main causes and try to reduce this stress, especially to the working moms.
In the past, working from home has always been regarded as a comfortable and free way of life. It used to be the ideal work environment for many people. The idea of making money by laying down and staying at home is still appealing. However, people discovered that they are not happy with it at all after having a genuine experience, especially mothers with babies at home.
How do you actually arrange your time between family and work when you're in the work from home mode?
I will give priority to my family, of course. My kid is in the toddler stage, so he will cry or do something to get our attention. And because of curiosity, he cannot really take care of himself because he might do something dangerous. For my lecture, let's say my class is 2 hours. If I only teach 1 hour among the 2 hours, my students still available at that time.
Then have you ever been complained about this?
At first, yes. I have to admit that I wasn't very good in conducting online classes. And I have to take care of my family, so it caused me to delay the class.
When we look at the study entitled Working Parents and Emotionally Parental Burnout During Malaysia Movement Control Order, it has shown that mothers who get salaries in the range of below 2000s and from 2001 to 4000s, mothers who still need to go to the office during MCO, and mothers who work more than 4 hours daily got the highest score of burnout. When they are facing a stressful situations, what are the things that families members and organizations can do to help the working moms? Let's listen to the suggestions of Ms. Naseha.
The family members can help in so many ways. First, they can actually provide emotional support, psychological support to the working moms. They can be a place where the mom share their emotion, try to help mothers by using the concept of divide and conquer. So let's say we have so many tasks, so we divide the tasks, let's say, among the spouses, the partners, as well as the relative, and try to conquer the situation. And the organization as well needs to allow more flexible hours to working mothers and the direct supervisors or perhaps direct managers of the working mom should be well informed of the situation that currently being confronted by these working moms.
Is there any medications to treat a mother who is suffering from stress?
For stress, we don't really prescribe medication. Usually, we prescribe medication to a patient who has been clinically diagnosed with depression. For stress, what we can suggest to mother basically to come up with coping strategies. It can be simple like taking a deep breath or relaxation breathing, yoga. So these are the things that can help mothers who are basically suffering from stress.
As far as the suggestions for the working moms to manage her stress, Ms. Naseha stated that setting priority, scheduling, having a to-do list that perhaps can help mothers to work from home during a pandemic situations. When the dream of working from home comes true, Ms. Belinda finds that the situations that she has been looking forward to is all an unrealistic fantasy. However, there is something to motivate and support Ms. Belinda to work from home and take care of her family at the same time.
What is the motivations that support you to work from home and take care of your family at the same time?
Okay, my sister helps me to take care of my son and do simple housework, and it lightens my burden. Although my son is naughty, but he is very noisy. Students also very tolerant with me. They will submit their work on time and there is no discipline problems during the class. My colleagues will also encourage each other. Besides, my husband will take the initiative to take care of the children and do housework whenever he is coming back to the house. When my son smiles at me, I feel all my effort has been worth it.
It is without a doubt that it is a hard time for a mom when she needs to take care of a child and do the household chores while working from home. Now let's listen to the children who want to say something to their working mom.
就是很温柔的人。
年纪不年轻，头发开始变白，脸上变斑。
我觉得我妈妈是一个很尽责的人，就是不管她工作多忙，她都会抽时间问我们在生活上还是在学校上遇到的烦恼。
100，因为他做什么的，他什么都会。
7分，你是一点小啰嗦。
我给95分。
就是辛苦他了，感谢他养我那么多年。
谢谢他生活下来没有给我饿过，给我去补习，没来上学。
就是想要跟他家里的时候，给自己多一点时间休息，不要担心我们太多。
In the pandemic, we have witnessed the despair of the working moms who have to juggle both work and family. They have to work every day without a holiday. Let's take your heads off to your Ministry of Home Affairs.